Welcome to Panda Music Reviews. I'm your host, Panda, and in this week's Panda Album Review, or PAR, I'll be guiding you through VIDS Antique's 2010 album release, Blind Threshold. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, or why I'm jingling like this, then you haven't seen VIDS Antique play live, and that is a shame. Shame on you. As usual, I've provided a Spotify link for you to listen along to while you watch this video. And even if you've never clicked on that link before, don't let that bad habit stop you from doing it now, because to be totally honest with you, in this episode especially, it's really hard to understand what I'm talking about unless you listen to VIDS Antique music. I mean, they are that unique, so you click on that link and I'll just sit here and wait. I will sit here and I will wait for you, and I will do panda dances, and you will click on the Spotify link, because I'm doing panda dances. And panda dances hypnotize people into clicking onto links that I provide for them in descriptions, and you should click on it so that you can understand why I'm dancing like this. VIDS Antique falls under the experimental world fusion electronica genre, which if you listen to their music, like I know you are because you totally clicked on that link that I provided for you, then you'll totally understand why, because honestly, it suits them perfectly. VIDS Antique was founded in Oakland, California, and they released their first album, Tribal Derivations, in 2007, then proceeded to release one album every year after that. Super active band, guys. I'm a little ashamed to admit it, but when I first saw VIDS Antique perform live, it wasn't completely intentional. Originally, I was going to see their opening act, Eskimo, but I was pleasantly surprised by not only their great music, but also by their very smooth, very hypnotic belly dancer known as Zoe Jakes. Zoe also plays a little bit of bass drum when they perform live, as well as creates all of the costumes that are ever used on stage. And I promise you that her costume is much more intricate than mine is. Though I do have a panda hat, which I have not seen in one of their shows yet. I'm sure it's only a matter of time. There's plenty of other animals involved in their shows, typically. I could rant and rave about how much I love Zoe Jakes, and how awesome her dancing is, and how talented she is, but instead of doing that, which I'm sure many people have already done for me, I will also talk about her other bandmates who are responsible for the great music that she dances along to. David Satori plays guitar, saz, viola, and percussion for VIDS Antique, and sidecar Tommy Capel composes, mixes, and plays piano, toy piano, and percussion. So we have two percussionists in the band, so you know the beats are going to be pretty solid. Maybe that's why they're called VIDS Antique. The beats being frequent and the antiqueness coming from the music, as well as Zoe Jakes' beautiful dancing moves. And now to move on to my top three. We'll start out with number one, which is Revival. If you haven't seen the music video for this song, I strongly recommend you click on it. I'll have a link in the description for you just to make it easy, because after I saw that music video, I completely fell in love with the song. Not that I wasn't into it before, but I got super into it after I saw the music video, because they just have all kinds of silly things going on in that music video, and it's very entertaining and very fun to watch. So I recommend that you click on it when you're done with this video, because you wouldn't want to interrupt the panda. That would be super rude. Pandas have self-respect and panda pride, so don't step on my panda pride. Watch the video after you're done watching me. Just wait until I'm done saying my panda things. I also love this song, not only because of the heavy brass influence, but also because every time I listen to it, all I can see is Zoe Jakes dancing around my head. Beautifully, majestically, skillfully, as she always does. And if you've ever been to one of the VIDS Antique live shows, then you will totally understand why that is, because you probably have her stuck in your head too. My second favorite song on this album is Rising Tide, which is the only song on this album that has any vocals, and also features the artist known as Lynx. If you've watched my previous episode of Panda Album Reviews, then you'll know that I like to sing, and so I tend to favor songs that have vocals in them. I promise you though, this song is not just vocally stimulating, but also musically stimulating and very entertaining to listen to, and you should listen to it if you're not listening to it already. But I know you're listening to it already because you love me, and you love the panda hat, and you love music, so you already clicked on the link because you're a practical person. Now, I also like the song not only because it has vocals, but because those vocals are associated with some pretty interesting lyrics. I especially like the chorus line, which goes, "Panda, pause your music for a second if you want to hear me sing. If you don't, then you're lost, I guess. I will write you a song that sounds like a faded photograph of your favorite night. Just a little something to remember me by." Now, why do I like those lyrics? Because I'm a very sentimental panda, and I love memorabilia, I love photographs, I like the idea of a faded photograph that reminds me of my favorite night. I like songs that talk about writing songs, as evidence of my preference to Postal Service song Natural Anthem, which is also a song that mentions writing a song, because I like redundancy apparently. And like I said in my last par, I like lyrics that make you think, and these lyrics made me think for a little bit. I haven't even totally formed an opinion on what the lyrics even mean, so if you already have formed your own opinion on what the lyrics mean, please let me know about it in the comments below. Just an FYI to you guys, going forward, I'm going to refer to the comment section as the Pandaverse. Everybody loves panda puns, right? My third favorite song on this album is Spider Bite, which not only has some very interesting dubstep wubs in it, which oddly complements the music, but it also has a varied pace, which keeps my ADD in check. Moving on to music videos in this album, quite sadly, there's only one music video for this album, and it's the one that I mentioned earlier, which is Revival. If you're like me and you really like music videos, and you really like VIDS Antique, then you can delve out of this album and go see the music video for the song Catskills, which is not only a very interesting story setup for the music video, but also has that intricate dancing that I was talking about. At the end of the video, there's also some semi-nudity, so if you're at work right now, you might not want to put it on your screen. Moving on to tour news, VIDS Antique tours throughout the US and Canada. I would recommend keeping an eye on their tour page, which I have linked in the description below. With their super amazing costumes, and their super beautiful belly dancer, and their awesome music, it's a sensational experience, and if you want an idea of what it's going to be like, I provided a link in the description to their Halloween 2012 recap, which shows a lot of clips from the dancing from the show. It also has some of their music in it, but you're already listening to that, so you don't need to know about the music, because you're already hearing it right now. My ears are up here, and I always forget about it. Pandas are silly creatures. What you gonna do? I hope you enjoyed watching this week's Panda album review, or PAR. I'll be back next week with another new album review. And if you really like this video, I suggest you click the Pandascribe button that's been floating over here this whole time. And now I'm going to introduce you to the new segment called Panda Asks, where I ask you a question relating to this video, and you respond to it in the Pandaverse or comment section below. Have you ever seen VIDS Antique live? And if you have, what did you think? Did you love it as much as I love every single performance I see by them? Or did you think it was kind of meh and not really worth talking about? You're crazy! And for those of you who have not seen VIDS Antique perform live, I am truly very sad for you, but your question will be, what is the best live performance you've ever seen? The person with the best comment will not only feel a sense of personal pride with having the best comment ever, but they will also win this Panda pin. That's right, Panda is giving away prizes, but only if you comment in the Pandaverse or comment section below. It's a Panda pin, and you can get it for free, but only if you socialize and comment in the Pandaverse with me. That's right, I even came up with a jingle for this pin. This pin has so much history now. You clearly have to win it, so go comment. Watch the panda's tummy as it moves rhythmically and hypnotically. You want to Pandascribe. You want to thumbs up the video. You also will favorite the video because you love my makeshift belly dancer outfit. And because you want to win an awesome panda prize, you also want to comment in the Pandaverse below. See you next week. You can sing along if you like it enough. Play it on your phonograph, it sounds kinda rough. Just a little something to remember me by.